So this is the CaroKen Creators Academy. So all of the wood that you see on the structure is from trees that we cut down here on the farm. So we set up a sawmill. Any tree that had been knocked down from storms or that had died, we didn't cut any live healthy trees down to make this barn. But we cut them here on the farm and milled them. I bought the plans online. I don't have a major construction background, but we thought we could do it. So a group of dear friends got together and have worked with me on this for the last 18 months. And the plan has evolved as we've gone. So the windows that you see here were an idea of one of the guys to improve lighting as we were trying to become craftsmen in whatever trade we're going to work on. So that's the reason of the great glass wall that you see behind you there. And we've tried to use as much local helpers as we can on this, but it's basically been 4 guys. We now call ourselves the Sandhills Sawyers because we learned how to run a sawmill and mill wood and preserve it. So I've used a technique, an old wood preservative technique, where we burned all of the wood using a torch. They call it sagui ban. It's become popular recently, but that's the reason the wood is that color. That's white pine, just regular local pine here that I've taken a torch to. And then we rub it smooth and it preserves it. They say it'll last 150 years like that. So that's the technique we've used in building this. I still have not put the battens on, so you can see some gaps in the woods, but that's the gist of it. So we're at the site of where we had a sawmill set up for the last probably year and a half, and all of the lumber that we used to build the CaroKen Creators Academy came from trees right here on the farm, and we milled them right here and then moved them up there, dried them here under these shelters, and then moved them up to build the workshop. So the concept is in CaroKen Creators Academy, we will teach ourselves to become craftsmen in all kinds of trades. So we're going to put in a forge over here, an anvil, and a power forge over there. We're going to have a series of wood turning lathes over here. We've got planers and joiners and table saws and band saws and sanders and belt sanders and you name it. We're going to try to come up with things to create here. So our target audience is our local friends and anybody that wants to create something, and I think the age range is somewhere between 8 and 80. So really I want to, and maybe that's 6 and 80, because I want Isla and Iona to be the first practitioners here in the shop, and then the Moore County Wood Turners will have their club meetings here, and they've contributed. Most of everything you see in this facility has been contributed by members of the Sandhills Sawyers or the Wood Turning Club. So I am just the recipient of a lot of wonderful resources, and I want to give back to the community. So that's the concept, and we want people to come and do things and make things and do dangerous things instead of sit behind a computer inside during these times and learn stuff. So that's the idea from my perspective. There was an alligator on the beam above us that my sister made maybe 25 years ago, and it became a hobby, and she's made dozens, if not hundreds, since then.
There's one in my room.
So there's one in Isla's room, and there's one on our garage, and this was the original. So my sister just brought it here for my Christmas. So yeah. So we want to make art. We want to do whatever practical, functional art as well. So metal work. I'm going to make handrails for going into our basement. I need a handrail there, and gates and hinges and door handles and whatever wood products you can think of, we will make here. So that's the idea. James B. Mcconnell Memorial Hospital was right here in close proximity to where we're standing. So these are tiles from the operating room floor of that facility. It was the original Moore Regional Hospital was on this site, and So it's got some great history. And we put this structure basically in the footprint of the original house that was here. And that made me think of it. These are the tiles that we have picked up from where they've torn the structure down. So some great history around here I thought I'd mention before.